Hi friends! We hope last week went well with some little random acts of kindness with your neighbors. You know, when I look back over all those years that we've been here, like all those little acts that we did over the years, we didn't see much result in the moment. But now, seeing like how it improved our friendships, how it increased like the way people see us, like how we're more connected with people, it's just amazing. So sometimes you don't see the results right away. Sometimes it takes a few years, but it's worth it. Like every single one we did paid off, like, and people got encouraged, which is awesome. Last week I mentioned one thing like about a card, and I think that's one of the really powerful tools we have. So this is our little card. It's me and Jen on it. It's out in a fire escape. And on that card we just have like a writing like, "We are grateful to have you in our life, Marcus and Jen." And then on the back we usually write like a word of encouragement, like whatever God puts on our heart for that person. So we give that card to people that come over for dinner. We give that card to people that just come over to our house for like a stay for a day or two or whatever. We give that card to neighbors if God puts them on our heart. Like as an example, somebody, sometimes a person just pops in your head, right? I'm sure that happened to you too. Instead of just ignoring that, we usually just react on it and ask God, like, why did you put that person on my heart? And sometimes He's giving us a word for them, a word of encouragement. So we write it on a card and give it to them. And other times we write cards of like, just to encourage people, just generally encourage them. So as an example, sometimes you have a neighbor that's really good in something. They're really talented in like, let's say gardening or whatever, or encouragement, whatever. But sometimes people don't see what they're really talented in. And you might see it from the outside, but they might not see it. So when you write a card, you can write down what you see special in them, like some special giftings. Of course, don't use like churchy language, like use language like they understand, because if people don't know Jesus, like the words that we use in the church don't necessarily translate directly to them. So you have to think like, how can people understand what I'm saying? And then the cards always have to come from your heart. Like always write like from a perspective that you care for them, because you really want to care about the people, right? It's not just about like writing them a card, you really care. So when you write the card, like put your heart in it, like really write like words of encouragement that come from your heart. And it does two things, like it encourages the person that gets the card, but it also encourages you and gives you a deeper love for that person. As an example, if you had a neighbor that mows the lawn while you want to take a nap, you might be annoyed at that person, right? But if you write them a card and say like, "Hey, I appreciate your garden, I appreciate the beauty that you create there," you start looking over the things and think about like, hey, yeah, of course he has to mow the lawn to have a beautiful garden, but now I can look at that beautiful garden all the time and I'm really blessed. So it changes your attitude, but it also changes the attitude of the other person, because they feel encouraged and be like, wow, someone notices what I'm doing. So I just want to encourage you, and like, write this week cards to your neighbors. Pick up one or two or three neighbors that you have some relationship with and write them a card. Pray about it, like ask God what you should put on the card, and then just write them a card. Put things on like that encourage them, lift them up. And you don't have to make like a card like this. You can use whatever you want, like just have like some kind of nice card, whatever. You can even cut out a piece of cardboard and make your own card, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter what's directly on the front of the card. What matters is like the words you put on there. What matters is like that you care and that people see that you care. That's what really matters. So get started, make some cards, have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.